In terms of your plans for the near to medium term of the platform, what are some of the new capabilities that you're targeting or some of the projects that you're particularly excited to work on?
We're expanding on this concept of templates where a user, who is more technical or has some specific know-how, defines something, defines the template of what is my schema, what's my validation, or what's the connector, or what's an exit and stuff like that. And then other people use it. So we're expanding on that. We'll be bringing in more community capabilities, like, how can you do this, share your knowledge in the company, but also outside. The concept of data exchange, which you asked about early on, that's not something that's, formally offered as a product. That we'll see that. Embedding Nextla into your own product, that's something that some companies have started to do using our APIs. They embed those capabilities into their own products, as a single button sometimes or whatever. That's another area. So yeah, and as we keep working with more enterprises and more sectors, we do see that the challenges are very similar. We have had an education company use us. They need to work with data across school districts and edtech platforms. We have seen marketing companies use us. We have seen finance, e-commerce. So we'll definitely hope that we keep scaling up our capabilities across these sectors and their unique needs.
The capabilities and the opportunity for Nextla is definitely very impressive, and you are being very ambitious in terms of the types of problems that you're trying to solve and how you're trying to make this overall space of data complexity more palatable and easy to consume. And I'm wondering, what are some of the sort of grand hopes and ambitions that you have for the Nextla platform and some of the potential that it presents to organizations and for being able to build these data exchanges that are sort of more flexible and composable?
Yeah, at a very, very base level, our goal was always to present sort of multiple possible frameworks that people can use to build these data solutions. That was one part of it. The second part of it was like, how can you go from an idea to something working very quickly? I have seen large companies can spend months or years figuring out the framework and never get to an outcome. So it's always about like, how can you get to that faster? Get the data ready to use in the system where you want to do that, right? So our big hope in general is that by taking a little bit of an approach where we step back and we said, hey, it makes sense to have certain abstractions in the data flow, and those abstractions can apply in multiple places. We think that one will make the life easier for many users, right? You don't want one system to discover the data, then have another system to integrate it, then have a third system to prepare it, then have a fourth system to monitor it, then have a fifth system to catalog it. The people have done that and it becomes extremely hard. So we're like, what's a good baseline that can cover and solve a set of problems for people, but then an open design so they can plug in their favorite tools and pieces in different places. So again, we go back to that sort of approach as a framework and present it to the people who are using it. And yeah, we do hope that this does become or introduce a collaborative way of working with data where people of different skill levels are using it, because I can see the future in my kids who are already learning to code at age 11 and looking at data in ways, and the future is everybody is working with data, and that's only possible if we build better, robust, more usable data systems.